trail at Knapdale around the locks has had to be diverted, and that takes us onto this amazing section of floating footpath here on Loch Cooleybar, which is part of the Beaver Detective Trail, where visitors can go round all of Loch Cooleybar and to discover a little bit about the facts and ecology, etc. of the beavers in this area. Now, the reason the path has had to be diverted is for a reason absolutely to do with the beavers themselves. The beavers moved from the main part of the loch here at Cooleybar onto the neighbouring Doo Loch on my right here, and they created a dam at this point, and it flooded the area, which flooded the footpath. And what we'll do in a minute is we will go up there and have a look at the Beaver Dam, which we can see from the pontoon down here, and see a bit more about how a beaver dam works in action. This is the biggest of the beaver dams in Knapdale. It's been here for about a year or so now, and what happened is the beavers moved from the main loch into a small loch in an area where there was an old forestry ditch. The beavers found a little burn that ran out of this just behind me, and they plugged it with a small dam, only a metre wide by a few centimetres high. Over time, that dam has now grown to be in the region of 25 to 30 metres long, and its highest point in the middle here over a metre high, and is impounded an area of water twice the size of the original loch. So now the beavers have flooded this area behind us here with all this juvenile new woodland here, which over time will gradually change as the trees start to die off and the site gets colonised by water plants. Already the site has got many amphibians and waterfowl in it, but part of the scientific monitoring will look at to see how landscape changes like this that the beavers create, how they have an effect on our wildlife. The construction of the dam is really fascinating. It's really not just a higgledy-piggledy mess of sticks and mud. There are braces and struts and supports in there, and as we'll work up the dam, you'll see that dams aren't completely impermeable to water. Water's moving through them all the time, filtering through them at the top, the sides and around the bottom as well. And the beavers constantly maintain their dam. It takes a lot of effort. This dam was built by one family of rodents. About 3 or 4 of them have constructed this over time. And every night, certainly every other night, the beavers often come out and patrol around their territory in the loch behind us here, and they'll come and check up on the dam. And what they're looking for are places like this in front of us, where the water is starting to breach the dam, and the softer sediments and mud on the top that the beavers use to plaster the dam wall are starting to overtop and flow around. And research has shown that beavers instinctively are triggered into dam building activities in places where water is running at the surface. So I can guarantee that tonight beavers will be out and we'll be here looking to try and plug this gap here to maintain this water level. Now, as we know, beavers are animals that need water and the happiest in the water, and they need that so they can swim around and get to their food, which is plentiful around here, but also to be able to get away from danger. And the pond behind us here needs to be at least 50 centimetres deep to allow an adult beaver to dive under the water and swim away from danger, or to be able to move food such as big lumps of timber, such as we can see in the dam around here, to be able to move them around the site. So dams are an important part of the effect that beavers have on a landscape, but they're not the only one, and we'll have to put it into context of how often beaver families dam. But if you come down to this site at Knapdale, you'll see an incredible example of probably the best beaver dam in Britain so far that we have to show visitors.